Greetings to all. I am Dr. M. Kavita, Assistant Professor of History, the Standard Fireworks Rajaratnam College for Women, Sivagasi. In this video lesson, I am going to explain about economic condition under Vijayanagar rule. Agriculture. Agriculture was the backbone of economy. The Vijayanagar kings paid much attention to agriculture. New villages are formed for extension of cultivation. During this period, deserted lands were reclaimed. There were two types of land, Nanjai and Punjai. Nanjai means wetland, Punjai means dry land. In Nanjai cultivation, there were two types of harvest, that is known as Kar and Pasanam. The season for the sowing of Kar began in May or June. The season for the sowing of Pasanam began in December or January. Rice was the principal crop grown on a large scale. During this period, millets and spices were also cultivated. A number of crops raised on land depended on soil, the facilities for irrigation and monsoon conditions. Land tenure. Cultivable lands belonged to the state. The king donated the land to the temples, mutts and Brahmins. The Nayaks were also given grants of land. The grants were also known as Manyams and Sarvamanyams. Manyam means small quit rent. Sarvamanyam means payment of any taxes to the government. The Nayak had responsible for clearance of forest and development of agriculture. The Nayaks provided a half of the income of their provinces to the emperor. The Nayaks appointed their own officials called Ayagas. They were responsible to collect the taxes. Thus, villages were brought under the direct control of the Nayaks. The village organization in the Vijayanagar rule was Ayagar system. The transfer of property or grant made by the villages must be carried out only through the Ayagas. That is, sale of land had to be made only with their knowledge. The village assemblies, Ur, Sabha and Nadu were prominent during imperial Cholas and later Pandyas. Though the village assemblies continued to function even during the Vijayanagar period, but they slowly disappeared. During Vijayanagar period, instead of village assemblies, the royal officials such as Pradhanis, Dhananayakas, Bandaradaras and others collected taxes and received endowments for temples. The Devadana or Tirunamattukani lands were the land grants given to temples. Then the Madapura lands were the land grants given to the mutts for their maintenance. During Vijayanagar period, there were two types of service tenure, that is military and civil. According to this system, the king divided the country into many provinces and granted each of them to a Nayak on terms of military service. The Nayak provided a fixed financial contribution to the king. The permanent village officials were remunerated with grants or lands. For example, the goldsmith, potter, barber, physician and carpenter were belonged to this category. Irrigation. Irrigation facility is the prime factor for improvement in agricultural production. Krishnadevaraya was an important ruler during Vijayanagar period. He gave more importance to irrigation. The Vijayanagar rulers not only constructed irrigation tanks and canals but also encouraged private initiatives for providing irrigation facilities. The local village communities performed the maintenance work of tanks, canals by joint labor, which was known as Kudi Maramat. The temples and private individuals also helped in the maintenance of tanks. Industry. Though agriculture was the main industry, consumable products were made in abundance. The production was also self-sufficient. The vaniyas or chettis who were engaged in industry, they were paid a tax known as Chekku Kadamai. Many handicrafts flourished in this empire. Potter industry was largely in rural areas. Textile industry was an important one. The Kaikolas and Chalyas were engaged in textile industry. During Vijayanagar period, the Saurashtras were immigrants who settled in Madurai as weavers. Trade. During Vijayanagar period, for military service, elephants and horses were imported from Ceylon and Arabia. Food products and spices were exported to other countries. Muslims were engaged in foreign trade. The Portuguese had their hold in the western coastal region. The Chettis were also engaged in overseas trade. Krishnappa Nayak Senji permitted the Dutch to establish their factory at Devanapattinam and built a fort at Pulicat. Nagapattinam was an important port. Other important ports were Tranquebar and Porto Novo. The articles of internal trade were usually sold at fairs held daily, weekly, or in the regular bazaars. A small duty was collected on articles were sold in the fairs. Weights and measurements. The inscription of the period provide information about different units of weights and measures. The units of land measurement obtained from the inscriptions are veli, ma, kuli. The other cubic measures are alaku, ulaku, uri and nali. Weights are known as tolas, palams and mounds. Next, coins. During Vijayanagar period, gold, silver and copper coins were used. Because of huge wealth, the Vijayanagar Empire issued large quantities of gold coins. Other metals used in their coinage are pure silver and copper. The coinage was subdivided into various denominations such as Varaha, Bahoda, Pon, Dara, Pana and Kasu. The copper coins were used in the local and small transactions. Gold coins were utilized for transaction of greater magnitude. Silver coins were rarely used. To conclude, during the time of flood famine, the Vijayanagar rulers took efforts to improve the irrigation facilities. The temples also played an important role during the period of famine. During Vijayanagar period, the village assemblies Oor, Sabha, Nadu began to decline. It was mainly due to the pressure of the military needs of the emperors and the feudatory of Nayaks. Thank you.